Hey guys, welcome to the Renew Show. Thank you for tuning in to our season finale for season 4, wrapping it up, and our Christmas special. So I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in all throughout the season, supporting us. Um, so you know, we're going to be asking and answering some questions regarding Christmas, um, similar to the Thanksgiving special that we did, talking about some of our traditions and things like that. So please, wow, you see this thing, whatever I had is not over. But please share with us your stories, your traditions, anything that you have when you hear Christmas, what you think of. So just write those things down, and I'll be reading some of them and sharing what you guys say as the show goes on. So I guess the first question is one that I'm asking everyone in the audience because we know the answers already, and that's that if you have a Christmas tree, and especially as a kid, did your parents or whoever your guardian was put up a Christmas tree? Sarah asked us, and yeah, we don't have a tree up, and it actually never, at least it never dawned on me or it never hit me like, oh, maybe we should have a tree. So I don't know. Sherry Ann, what about you? Did you feel
I
like
I think I should explain why I'm not big on our Christmas decorating. Here's the thing. I am traumatized, and that's the reason why. No, seriously, I'm seriously traumatized. Because when I was growing up with my family, I was pretty much the decorator in the house, so I always had to decorate the tree and the lights and did everything, which was fine. But then when it came time to take things down, nobody would do it either. So I was stuck
Yes.
having to undo everything. And some years I would let the tree stay there until like February, like
Mhm.
nobody would do anything. So
Yeah.
it was my job to do everything. So now that I'm married to someone who doesn't care at all, I'm like, I can forgo the tree and the decorations, and I'm perfectly happy with that.
Oh man.
So that's the reason why, we don't have a tree and I don't really push for one or any decorations or anything. I just feel like I get to rest now after years and years of having
I
to.
can. Yeah, I understand that. It still makes me feel sad though.
and
Just, I wish I could send you a little Christmas tree figurine you could put on your table or something, and then I'll come take it down every year so you don't have to do anything.
that's what would have to happen because if I wouldn't be the one to take it down because I don't. Okay, here's my thing. If you put up Christmas decorations, especially like lights on the outside of your home, and you string them up on a roof and do all that stuff, why are you taking them down and putting them back up every year? Just leave them and then
Oh
unplug the light. That's
no,
all.
you
Just
can't do that.
can you, wait. I mean, you could leave them and just not have them light up for the 11 months, and then when it's December, plug it in and they light up. Just have it there already.
See, yeah, Matt's with you on that. He thinks just leave
Yes,
them up.
and this is what happens with Khalif. This is why I'm glad we don't do these things because he would drive me crazy. Because first of all, he wouldn't want to undo anything, and then he'll justify it with stuff like this. Like this is why he doesn't want us to even spread our bed because he's like, we're just gonna get back in the bed anyway. So this is his logic about things. You know what I
That's what
mean?
Matt
So
says too.
I don't want to live with this with Christmas lights out all year. I really I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I don't blame you. See, here Christmas lights go up. Usually people start putting them up like right after Thanksgiving because of the snow and everything, sometimes even before then. And then they'll stay up until like, springtime till it's not so cold out and people can go out and get them out. But yeah, I'm not one for leaving them up all year round. It's just not right. It's like one of those unwritten rules. You don't leave them up. It just, I don't know.
But you'll
As for,
never see them.
oh,
Right during the day, they would blend into the
no,
apartment, and
they
at night they would be dark.
They don't blend in, no. You can see it. It's true. You can see it, and I would know. I would know they were up.
Uh,
Our Christmas decorations stay up. We have one room decorated. That's it. I used to like decorate our bedroom, but this year I haven't felt good, so I didn't. But our bedroom used to be all decked out with lights and little ornaments and everything. Like I'd go crazy. But our Christmas decorations will stay up till February, maybe. You know, because they're so pretty, and it's so sad when they go down. So I just leave them up.
One thing I did want one year was a wreath. And I'm like, Khalif, I just want a wreath. He would not get me a wreath.
What? We have a wreath.
So thankfully, the Grinch that he is told his coworker that he wouldn't get me a wreath, and she got me a wreath.
Aww.
So now I have a wreath for that.
Go
wreath.
girl.
So you mean I hooked you up with a wreath? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have a wreath. That's what you're saying?
You're really going to take credit for something you didn't want to get.
I like how you turned that into
Exactly,
that.
but that's what he always does.
Yeah, all I know is you wanted a wreath, and your baby brought home a wreath. That's it, right? It did not happen that way.
Well, I guess you got it done. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
All right, so there are a few people who are saying that yes, they have Christmas trees up. It seems like people think that's like a common thing or something, having a Christmas tree. But,
It is common.
Susan said we got laser lights this year, and they are super easy, plug and play.
Yeah.
I don't know what laser lights are, but that sounds more like my speed.
Are they like those things that like shoot and project onto the house and move around and stuff? You just set it out in the yard and it projects out?
Mm. Yeah, is it? I don't know
I don't know. That's just a guess. It sounds right because lasers are shooty. So.
But then she's in North Carolina. Like, do they have that type of technology down there?
I think it just went down there.
Okay, all right. So maybe they do. So, all right, we'll see. I just got called a Grinch.
Aw.
Yeah, Rob says he has a tree up. He says, I love my Christmas tree so much. We always had a tree and decorated it with decorations, but also sometimes the green, red, and white construction paper chains. And also we would string popcorn and cranberries as a decoration.
Yep.
Wow.
We never did cranberries, but we did popcorn. I remember doing popcorn.
That sounds beautiful. When I did do this, like I used to always have a theme for the tree every year. So sometimes I would like all white or just different things like that. So.
Yeah, I always have a theme too. This year we have like a brownish kind of, it's like a coppery color, and then like a turquoise blue together.
Yes, that's very pretty.
And
I love blue and silver.
Yes.
I love those.
I think next year we're going to do all white. See, I'm already planning next year. It's like I'm ready.
See, you're not even appreciating what you have now.
I appreciate. I'm just looking to the future.
All right, so then Lillian asked, this is for Cheyenne and I, do you give each other gifts?
I'll let you answer that, Khalif. Please. Please answer the question.
Not really. I mean, we've been married for 8 years and we dated for 5 years before that. So, we had a lot of Christmases together. And sometimes we will. Like, I think I was really sweet one year and got hooked her up so she can watch movies and stuff, and did a whole thing like that. But for the most part, we don't. I mean, we did decide that we weren't going to get each other gifts, and money we would spend on gifts, we're theoretically taking it to pay off debt. We're just broken.
Theoretically.
So that's the biggest thing. Well, because it's not like we say, here's our gift budget, let's just write a check to the credit card.
Yeah.
But we have the money to pay them because we don't spend it. So, I think that's probably the best way to answer it. Once in a while we do. Cheyenne's birthday is a little more than a week away, a week after Christmas. So,
January 3rd, in case you want to know.
right. He has an Amazon wish list. All right. So, it's hard because then we have that, her birthday as well. And I would rather get a birthday gift than a Christmas gift because everybody's getting a gift on Christmas and you're not special. But a birthday is like your day. And there's not too many people in my life who were born on January 3rd. So if I give her a gift then, it's much better than giving her a gift when I'm giving one to 100 other people. So that's
are you giving gifts to 100 other people?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I don't do Christmas. I'll save the reason why for another question. But I don't.
Yeah, we don't often do a lot of Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
So honestly, I guess the answer is when we were dating, we did Christmas gifts. when we had separate lives and separate money, you know what I mean? But like we said, but once we got married and like especially with that, like we decided we would rather pay off bills and stuff like that. It just wasn't as important for us. So, But I did give him something this year. So yeah. He'll be here tomorrow.
Yay!
And Susan said about her lights, they are just one light, and yes, they just project out thousands of lights.
Cool.
They are really cool. There's a couple places here that has them, and they're just like pew pew. They're cool.
Of course, I Googled this. So I'm looking at images of laser lights. So I'm like, ooh, that's really nice.
They are cool.
That she always has a tree as well. Here we go. See, that's at least they just can't just like I'm gonna be on Khalif's side for once. She just can't do it. Chris and I have been together 20 years, and we still get each other gifts.
Mm-hmm. Matt and I have been together for 13 years, 11 married, and of course, okay, so about 2 of those he was in another country, but that doesn't count, But we still get presents for each other.
Yeah.
Lots of them. I love presents. I'm not gonna lie. I love them. So it's cool.
Baby.
I mean, I think it's great. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
it's not because of the amount of time. Like, it's not. I'm just saying that to say we've had a lot of Christmases together, so we have on some occasions that we haven't on others. I'm not saying once you cross 10 years you should stop giving. I was just saying. Yeah, exactly. I was just saying that we've been together for a lot of Christmases.
I understand that.
I know.
I know quite a few couples that don't really get presents for each other too. So that's not really unheard of.
Do what works for you.
Yeah, really. Like you can't. There's not like any set rule that you have to do this.
Yeah, like a tree.
Yeah. No, that's pretty set though. I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible. Right after they talk about the birth of Christ, it's in there. Pretty sure.
Wait, is that the 11th commandment? Thou shalt buy a tree.
New translation. Yeah, there.
Oh, baby, Jennifer Bleacher says, happy early birthday.
Thank you. The big 3-5. That's like a whole nother category when you fill out forms.
It is.
It's like, it's like through 34, and then that was like 35 through. Oh my word. Yeah.
That's like the no more spring chicken category.
Pretty much. It's like, yeah.
That's all right. We're still born in different decades, so.
Oh, whatever.
You got me a youngin'. And so Susan says, what about 2 presents? One for Christmas and one for birthday. See, all right, let me tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
See, that sounds right.
Okay, my birthday is a month before Christmas, and I would get 1 present for my birthday and Christmas. It's in a different month than Christmas. It's in November, usually before Thanksgiving, and I still will get 1 present many times.
So that's why you shouldn't. Why should I pay for the trauma that was done to you as a child? I mean,
I'm saying you get presents every day. When you say, "Ooh, I want this," if we can afford it, we get it, right? So it's not like, all right, you got to wait 10 more months until that special day. If you want something and we have the money, we get it.
You know what's funny? I like Portlandia. I don't know if you guys watch Portlandia, and they had a skit, and it was Santa talking to his elves or whatever, and he was peeping in someone's window. And he was really upset because of Amazon and stuff, because he was like, it's like Christmas every day. Like, you order what you want, and you get it, you know, like a present, and you open it up. He's like, they're taking my job. Like, Christmas is no longer
That's
special.
true, though.
So, you know, it's like, well, Kyle even saying it is true. Like, you see something, you're like, hey, I'm just going to get this. So that is very true.
Especially with Amazon. It's so easy. It's like, clicky click, oh, Christmas time.
And I was telling someone, you know, Amazon's doing this thing where you can get something within a couple hours of when you order it. So it's even worse now, like it's instant gratification. You know, it's like it's not even 2-day shipping anymore, it's 2 hours. Like, that's crazy.
I know. That is crazy.
Oh man. So Lillian said, I have to say that my husband wants to know how much I spend on him because he wants to be sure to spend more on me. It drives me crazy because I am like you and want to pay off debt instead of buying things we really don't need for each other. So I never tell him how much I spend.
Yeah. Like, Matt wrapped up the presents he bought for me, and I'm like counting how many they are, and I think he got me like 2 more presents than I got him. I'm like, no, I have to get something else, you know, because it's gotta be even, or I got him more or something, but I don't have time or money to do that, so I'm gonna have to settle this year. But
that's all right. There's nothing wrong with coming in second place, right?
yeah.
Unless there's only 2 people in the race, then it's pretty bad.
I'm the ultimate loser. I win at losing.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, when I was a kid, we did Christmas and we did gifts, but we didn't go crazy. Like, we didn't have multiple gifts from one person, you know? It was when I was a teenager, my downstairs neighbor, she was my age, and her family, not just Christmas, but for birthdays too, but they would give like multiple cards and multiple gifts, and I had never seen that before. But just, you know, to one person, like, yeah, like you just buy them a few cards and a few gifts for Christmas or their birthday. I was like, okay, this is different. But, you know, like, some people do that.
Yeah.
I had no idea. It was like, okay, one gift for this person, one gift for that person.
Like, for Christmas growing up, did your parents, like, get you just, like, one present for Christmas, or did they get you multiple? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like one gift. Yeah.
Just one
person.
Really? Okay.
But that's the thing, like, you know, I think it's kind of the same thing. Like, we did Christmas, but it wasn't a big thing. You know what I mean? Okay. So yeah. I think that's kind of where that comes from too.
Yeah, I think, we definitely vary because Christmas was a huge deal in my family growing up, and it's still a big deal. So, like, we would usually celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. We would get together and, like, open some presents, and then Christmas morning because I'm the baby, so I would open my presents Christmas morning because my brother and sister were out by the time that I can really remember. And usually Santa would come to the house too. My grandpa John would dress up as Santa and bring a big bag of gifts over, and I'd get to open those early. And then we'd read a little, we'd open a couple presents Christmas Eve. Like, I think I got to open like 1 or 2, and then we'd open them Christmas morning. But, I got multiple gifts from my parents, but not like heaps and heaps, not like hundreds. It wasn't tons, and they weren't like super expensive things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I don't know, Christmas was a big deal, and I guess that's probably where I get my love for Christmas. Growing up, it was just like, yes, Christmas,
Yeah. But I think too, once again, like, I think it's a cultural thing too, because in Jamaica, Christmas was kind of like Thanksgiving. Like, it's about getting together with family, whatever, big meal, whatever. It's not about Santa and gifts and snow. So
yeah.
Only when we came here that it kind of changed a little bit. So it just wasn't like that part just wasn't as big, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
But I think church was a staple in my life around Christmas time. Like, that's what I remember the most, I think, when I think of Christmas, is like a Christmas Eve service of some sort. And especially as a kid, there's always like the children's choir singing some carol, you know what I mean? Like, and and learning like either some like the Christmas scripture or some Christmas poems or like that whole thing.
Yep.
I think
I was
that's
an
like
angel,
yeah.
Virgin Mary. I played a lot. I'm pretty sure I was a shepherd one year. So it's
Right,
like,
a Christmas play,
yeah,
like it's always that. Like so, I think
yep,
that's the staple memory I have of Christmas time since I was
yeah,
little.
yep. I loved it. And we used to go caroling all the time. I loved doing that when I was, oh, it was so fun. I'd go caroling now if I could get people to do it with me, but nope, nobody wants to go caroling with Sarah.
Should get some people together. Maybe you can do that for next year.
It would be really fun. I love doing it. Except for one year we went, our church is like right in the town or the city, and we're right across the street from the senior citizen projects. And we went caroling in there one year, and apparently one old man did not want any of it. And he's like, "Get off my blank yard!" And we had to, okay.
I think that's the thing that's scary.
What,
Like,
Sharon?
when I think about the 50s, I'm like, okay, caroling's cool. But in 2014, 2015, I'm not sure how many people want you knocking on their doors. Like,
I've never seen carolers though.
Oh, it's so fun. Like our school, we used to go get together and go caroling too. I went to a private school, so we were a much smaller group, but we would get together and go caroling to random like students' homes and members of the church that the school was affiliated with. It was fun.
So, I mean, do you just really go up to somebody's house and knock on the door, ring the bell, and then start singing?
On strangers' houses, we didn't knock on the doors. We just like stood kind of in the lawn and like by the door and just started singing, and people would usually come out or ignore us, whatever, or yell at us to get off their yard. So
Okay. Yeah, I've never had that, had that experience before. Susan asked, "What is the one food you must have on Christmas?"
meatballs. I
yes,
know it.
I can tell.
I need meatballs. Oh, they're Swedish sweet and sour meatballs, and my mom makes them. Nobody makes them like my mom makes them. One year she's like, "I'm not going to make meatballs." I'm like, "Yes, you are, Mom. You're making meatballs." Meatballs.
I don't have one because, I don't have a set tradition, but I guess mac and cheese is usually my favorite. So when I get together with family, there's usually mac and cheese there.
Yum.
I mean, this isn't a must-have because it's not like I do have it like every single Christmas, but I will say one thing I do only have on Christmas or around Christmas time, and I do want to at least have it once and taste it, is eggnog.
Oh, yes, that's on my
I
list,
gotta have
too.
eggnog. It's so good, and I mean, and you can't drink that all year round.
You only drink it Christmas, New Year's time.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Why, if it's so good, why do you limit it to a few weeks out the year?
Well, lots of times it's not even sold other than then. And
But
so unless you make your own.
It's so rich.
Okay.
It's too rich and too good. Like, you can't drink that. That's like having a milkshake every day. It's like having a milkshake on steroids every day. Like, you can't do that.
I don't know, and it just goes with Christmas time so well. It's
Yes. The nutmeg, the
house.
so
About a month ago, I think we had some in the house. I didn't get to taste it though, so I can't tell you exact time.
yes. I drank it. I did.
You go, girl.
Eggnog.
I bought us 3 cartons, and then my mom bought 2 cartons. I'm like, dude, I hope we got enough. Like, I hope it's enough. And we bought holly nog for the kids, like the version down from the eggnog. We're like, you all drink that, we'll have the eggnog.
I'm seeing, like, when I drink eggnog, like, I don't need dessert. I don't need anything else sweet. Like, that's enough.
It is really, really
So
sweet.
rich and sweet and good. All right, Khalif, so maybe I'll get one and you can taste them.
A little cup.
You can have a tablespoon.
Yeah, right. I get a little thimble of it. Okay.
You can get a thimble.
Yeah. I love this. Lori Has Hope says, I love Amazon, and with having fibromyalgia and fibro fog, I sometimes forget what I ordered. So it is really like getting presents, as I don't know what's in the boxes.
Awesome.
No, okay. Honestly, guys, it is a problem. I know when I get my Amazon boxes, I do get excited to open up the box. It really feels like, even though I paid for it, it really feels like I'm getting a present.
It does. When you see that box sitting outside, you're like, yeah!
It's ready to unwrap and all that. Yeah, it really does get you.
It's a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when you open it up and just like, it's just a deodorant I ordered. Like, yeah. It's the same
Like,
thing.
oh, there's some cords Matt ordered. You know, like, no.
Oh, man. So Rob asks, if you were going to buy yourself something special for Christmas, what would you buy and why? And what is the most you would spend? And he said, today I ordered myself 15 sets of salt and pepper shakers for my collection.
Oh,
Wow.
cool.
Nice.
I know what I'd order myself. I'd order myself Yankee candles, and I'd get as many as I could financially get at that time. I'd love to get one of every flavor, like, but that would be so many. And I'd get them because I love Yankee candles, and I don't need any other reason. That's why.
Okay.
You go next, Khalif. I have to think about this.
I don't have anything. Like, because there's nothing that I could say I really want or feel that I need. You know? Every other chain, yeah, like, there's nothing that I'd say, like, oh, yeah, if I had this thing, it would be cool. Like, or I need a new laptop, or I need a, you know, I don't have anything, so it's hard to think like that. I would probably get a gift certificate to some men's clothing store so that I can go on a shopping spree when
you lose the weight.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I had to get it right now. Would save up for a shopping spree.
Oh man. Okay, so all right, let's say if I had $500, I would get a hammer-weighted keyboard so I could practice on.
Yeah.
Cause we have one that with like regular keyboard keys and it's just not doing it. So I think I would want that.
I know you
probably get that.
Yeah. Wait, I changed my thing now that she said that. I'd get myself a cherry wood baby grand piano. Cherry wood, though. Not white, not black. Cherry wood.
And how much would that run you, Sarah?
It's worth it because it's beautiful.
Worth it, okay.
And then I could set a Yankee candle on it. So it'll smell good.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. I don't want to take away from the beauty of the piano. Yeah. It'll set me back a bit, but it's okay.
All right, so what is the most memorable gift that you've received? And not because it was a great gift, just because it was kind of, I don't want to say the worst gift, but you were shocked that you got it and were a little surprised. Like, what in the world are they thinking? Give me this.
Oh, like that? Or can it be best? Or does it have to be what in the world were they thinking?
It could be best as well, but you can add in kind of a weird gift you never expected.
Okay, so like your most memorable and your like most weirdest gift?
Yeah, I would like to hear your weirdest gift that you've received.
You go first, Sherry Ann.
See? Because I don't remember any weird gifts. Like,
this is what you get for stealing all my questions last week.
Yeah.
Guys, Sarah's mad at me. She said I stole all her questions, and that's why she wasn't talking last week.
Every time I went to say something, you said exactly what I was going to say, and I was like, whatever. I'm just going to sit here and be the supportive person. You go, girl.
But you nodded very well.
I did. I nodded like, and I kind of threw in a couple yeahs and ha-ha-ha-has. So.
Okay, so I can't think of any weird gifts, but so Khalif mentioned it. When we first started dating, our first Christmas, um, he bought me a television and a DVD player. And mind you, this was back in 2001
Yeah.
when DVD players were kind of new. So it wasn't like everyone had a DVD player.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought me a movie for it too, and the movie was Hannibal. So he bought me a television set, a DVD player, and a DVD. And the funny thing is, my uncle also bought me a television set that Christmas. It was actually a smaller one than Khalif got me. So he's
Wow.
like, you can take mine back. So I took my uncle's back and I kept Khalif's.
Sweet. Wow, Khalif was really wooing you, wasn't he? Like, I'm gonna get her a TV.
And that's the difference between when you're dating and when you're married, because he was thoughtful. He did a lot of stuff when we were dating, boy.
Is it gonna steal the deal?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She mine now. Hey, I got her that ring. I got her that ring though, right? It wasn't even Christmas then, and
That's
got
funny.
that. Yep, got that for her in March. See,
That's so
no
funny.
complaining.
Oh man.
And then I got her a keyboard, really expensive keyboard, that she's trying to replace now. I got her a bass guitar, 5-string bass guitar. Here you go.
Guys, in case
I
you're
got her an
wondering,
acoustic guitar with a built-in tuner.
he did buy me that. That was a Valentine's Day gift. Was the acoustic, but the keyboard and the bass guitar. The keyboard and the bass guitar were the instruments that he used to play when we met and we were friends. So they were his instruments that he doesn't play anymore. So he gave them to me.
Okay.
So it's not like, he went and bought me a keyboard or a bass guitar. So don't let him do that. He's always trying to spend something, right? He's always trying to spend something.
No, come on. What's the difference? You got these expensive gifts?
They were used.
Wait, and the bass guitar is $600, and some girl bought it for him. So some female that liked him bought it for him. It's not like he bought it.
Hey, we were just friends.
Oh man.
So that should be even better. I had some woman that never even met Sherry Ann buy her a gift. Wow.
Always spinning a story. All right, your turn, Sarah. What was your favorite and weirdest?
I think my favorite, most memorable gift I got was when I was a kid and I got a Nintendo. I remember it because they had just come out and not a lot of my friends had one, and I was super excited. I got the Nintendo. I have a picture of me opening it, and my face is just like, oh, I was so happy. The weirdest gift, I brought it out. It's not that it's not like it's weird, but it's totally unique. It was last year when we were in Australia for Christmas. We did a Christmas exchange where we drew names and then got gifts for just that person. And my sister-in-law Wendy got me, and one of the gifts she got me was an Australia hat, and this is it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got these little beads on it, and when you walk, it swings the flies out of your face. It works.
It's practical.
But it's so weird. Like you wouldn't really just wear this walking around town, what up? I wore it in Australia, though, man. I did. I was like, hey, what up? I'm American. So, yeah.
So I was going to ask you, do other people wear them, or is that like a tourist gift? Like, I am a tourist.
A tourist gift, because I saw no one else wear it. But it worked, so I don't care. But it's weird. It's unique. Khalif?
I don't remember. That's why I asked the question, so I was hoping not to have to answer it. I don't remember getting anything that I thought was weird or crazy. I actually saw someone get fruitcake. It wasn't me, and I know that's always a big joke, but like I never seen fruitcake until I was an adult. I guess that's not something we do in Newark, but like fruitcake. I saw it and I didn't know what it was, and when I felt it, like it was so hard, and it was and it was just I don't know. It just seems so weird. Like why would you really do that? I don't know. I didn't get it, but I thought that was a gag thing that people say on TV about fruitcake, but I didn't know people really did that.
They really do.
Every year, my uncle alternates between 1 year he'll send my parents a can of various nuts, pistachios, macadamias, all that, and then the next year he gets a fruitcake, and this year fruitcake and a pound of coffee for my dad. But I don't know. I've eaten a lot of fruitcake. Like I've tried it when I was a kid. I was like really amazed by fruitcake. I don't know why. I think it freaked me out. I don't know because it's so weird looking. But I've actually had some okay fruitcake before. I don't know.
See, I just don't like stuffing cake like that. Like I don't like raisins or like I don't like things, and it just seems wrong. You know what? I just remembered though, like when I think about just childhood memories. So especially Christmas, like my mom was a nurse, so like I said, like we all got individual gifts, right? And then under the tree, my mom would have like 50 gifts because she was a nurse, and all the nurses would exchange gifts, so she always had a bunch of gifts. And one of our most fun things, me and my brother, was opening my mom's gifts because it was always like chocolates and gift baskets, full of like cheeses and sausages and like those kinds of things.
Oh, man.
Really, for like the next month, we're eating chocolates and like all these like little hodgepodge Christmas gifts that people get each other.
Yep. Man, my dad used to, every year somehow he'd get that gift basket with the summer sausage and the cheese spread and stuff. I was like, yes! Like I'd be like, can I have some of your cheese and crackers, Dad? Like, it was good.
And you know how when you get the chocolates, I was thought, Khalif knows, like I don't like chocolate with stuff in the middle, like liquids or creams and all that stuff. Yeah, like I like stuff like nuts in it or maybe coconut, but that's probably it.
Coconut.
So if you came to our house, you probably see chocolates with holes poked in all of them. Like,
what is this?
The holes to see what's in it.
Yep.
My dad crazy.
Yep. Well, you got to find out what's in it. Like,
yeah, I'm like, they don't need to have like a diagram. Like we loved when the stuff like told you what it was, but when it didn't, you're just like poking holes in it.
Like the Whitman's chocolate. I love that because the stuff's right on the top. I'm like, yes. Yep. My dad, I remember growing up, my dad used to get like these, I don't know, it was like some Jack Daniels thing, and it was like these little things that had like alcohol in it, like little liquor shots or something. And I remember he kept it in the top drawer, and like one year I remember going and sneaking and drinking them, but I didn't know they were alcohol, so I'm just like, and I'm like, it burns, But I knew it had to be something good because he kept it in the dresser drawer. So
that's so funny. Like we also made like a. It's not the same kind of fruit cake that's like American fruit cake, but just our own kind in Jamaica, especially around Christmas time. And you pour port wine on top of it to keep the cake moist.
Yeah.
So around Christmas time, we always had port wine in the cabinets. I mean, my brother used to sneak and like sip the port wine.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh, we were luscious. Christmas time.
And then we went to church.
Then we go do the Christmas play, of course.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, speaking of gifts, Lillian said my worst gift is a catch caddy for the car, the thing you put between the seat and center console. And the best is a pearl necklace that my husband got restrung that belonged to his grandmother.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is so sweet.
That is.
So there's a guy at my job, one of the like higher up professors. I think he's a full professor, and he buys us every employee there, at least all the staff. I don't know if he gets other faculty members. All the staff, these boxes of chocolates that are these, the little round chocolate that are filled with the, and they don't tell you what they're filled with. And he always goes to some local store, in the college town, and gets it from them, which is like 3 times more expensive, and wraps it in the same wrapping paper. So like he doesn't have to put a label on it. Like, everybody knows you get the same exact assortment every year. And his last name is Blasi, and we just call it like our Blasi box. And, like, and I said, like, did you get your Blasi box yet? And someone had it out and got it stolen off of her desk.
Oh.
And we're like, who would have stolen it? They would have got one too.
Really?
Like, stole it. So we're saying it must have been like a custodian or maybe a delivery person, somebody who doesn't work there and wouldn't have had their own. So it's just funny that one of those things, and the chocolates honestly are not really good. Like, a lot of the fillings aren't really good. So,
right.
I don't want to say I don't know why they would take it, but there's a lot of more appealing things you could do.
Yeah.
But it is funny that she had it out for people if they wanted to take like a piece anyway. They had it like on top of her desk, and somebody just came and stole it.
That's horrible. Like,
that's so weird.
To steal chocolate, like, come on.
You know what I just remembered? I guess this isn't like weird bad, but I think this is probably unique. Now that I don't know why I didn't think of it, but my dad, whatever company he worked for when I was a teenager, especially around Christmas time, he would get a discount on pretty like high class products, cosmetics like Estee Lauder and MAC, and they will come in like some huge duffel bag, and it will be full of expensive like makeup and perfumes and lotions and stuff. So he would buy like 5, and so he would bring it home, and like that would be like one of me and my mom's. He would give us as a gift. It was like this big bag full of makeup and perfumes and stuff like that. It was great.
Really?
I was like the best stuff.
You're like, I'm set. Yeah.
Pretty much. I'm telling you, like, especially like Estee Lauder and
and
good
stuff.
L'Oreal, like it was really
wild here.
It was really nice stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, that made for a good Christmas.
Now there is one gift that I got when Matthew and I, the first year we got married, that was a really embarrassing gift, and I will tell you about it because I'm over it now. But it was really embarrassing then. Matt and I got married in August, so we had only been married like 4 months, right? 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 4 months. And we had just moved in with my parents because had some craziness going on with the roommate we had. And we draw names and do Secret Santa, and my sister-in-law got me that year. And I don't know what she was thinking other than torturing and embarrassing me in front of everyone. When I opened it up, she had bought me a Santa Claus negligee for Christmas, and I opened it in front of the entire family. My dad, my brother, everyone. I was really embarrassed.
Wow.
Yeah, Matt was the color of the negligee itself. He was red. I'm like, oh God, please. Why'd you do this? You could have done this in private, woman. But no. She laughed hysterically. I'm done with it now, and I'm trying to think of something I can get her when I draw her name next.
Oh, so, wow.
Good. But that was an embarrassing gift.
That's funny.
Yes.
Well, Lillian asked, what is your most memorable moment at Christmas?
That's a hard question.
Yeah.
I have a lot of...
Yeah, I don't have one. I mean, I think just the whole idea of getting together with my entire family, because we could go the full year and not see each other, even though we lived one town over. like we could sometimes not see each other for the whole year, and then Thanksgiving and Christmas we would all assemble at my grandparents' house, and like the whole house would be, they had like a 3-story house, and it would still be like full of all, especially all the cousins, all the kids.
Aw.
We will all be there, and was able to spend a lot of time with each other. So that I remember that just as every year we just knew we were going to do that.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably my most memorable moments.
I think it's something similar. I know I have an older sister, and we don't get to see her often, so anytime, it's usually on Christmas that we can get together and she's there with her kids. Like it's just perfect. Like my parents are so happy to have us all together at one time, and it just makes them so happy. And it's definitely, I think that's probably the most memorable thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really hard to narrow it down to one thing. Like my top 3 come to mind, so I'll tell you one of them. Probably would have been the last Christmas we had it would have been 98 with my mom before she died. And my mom collected angels, and before she had gotten really sick, was walking downtown and saw a big portrait of an angel that somebody had done, and it was hanging in one of the shops, and she had mentioned how much she loved it. So we all pooled together to get it for her because it was kind of expensive, for us, it was a couple $100s. And we pooled together because we knew it would be our last Christmas with her. And we hid it. We actually had a friend keep it at her house. And I remember she walked down the stairs because we were lived in a basement apartment, and the friend walked down the stairs carrying the picture, and just the look on my mom's face when she saw it, she just lit up, and it was like kind of for that minute she wasn't sick anymore, and she was just happy, and she was, she was getting the present she wanted, and she was so surprised. So that's probably my top. That's just a memory that sticks with me.
That's a really sweet one.
Even though the picture really scares me because the angel's really scary looking, but she loved it. Yeah, but she loved it, so hey.
All right, so Sarah, the previous story that you told about the Santa...
my niece online, because...
Someone says... You should ask Sarah the second part of that story.
No.
Someone who may be your niece.
I'm pretty sure it's my niece. Fine, I'll tell it.
That's the same name as your niece.
Yeah, it is my niece. I know it is my niece. Well, a couple months later, we had gotten our own apartment, and my nieces wanted to play dress up. So they're in my room dressing up, and here comes my little 4-year-old niece, dressed with my nylons pulled over her clothes, my leather boots up to like her little thighs, and then this Santa negligee with the boobs stuffed with socks and underwear. And she just comes out wearing it and said she's Mrs. Claus. It's the funniest thing ever because it was totally innocent and hilarious. And I wish I had a camera then because we could have won America's Funniest Home Videos. It was so funny. Oh, it was pretty funny. That story embarrassed her for the longest time. She's like, hey, whatever. It was pretty funny.
All right, so we got 2 questions here from Matthew Smelling. So let's see if we can embarrass Sarah some more.
Yeah, he just looked at me with his eye, so I don't know what he asked.
He's asked, were any of you, when you were a kid, ever excited about getting socks or underwear? I was not. Though I pretended that I'm glad that I got the gift, but secretly wished it was something else.
Yeah.
I could say I was actually thinking that when I was thinking about the bad gifts, but I know you need clothing in general. Not clothes I picked out. Really just like my parents knew my size and was like, oh, we're going to be like, yo, if it's clothing, don't wrap it up for me. bought a sweater for me, don't wrap it up like it's a gift.
Exactly.
You know, this is you being a parent. Like, you're not giving me a gift because you love me. Like, you know, if you didn't do this, Child Protective Services would be after you. Like,
For real.
You know, it's not a gift.
You know what that made me think of? My dad should be the one that's angry. Because you know when you're a kid, you don't know what to get your parents, and you get them, like, pathetic stuff. We always got my dad things like socks and ugly ties and underwear. Like, you know, like, my poor father. Like, he's the one that really suffered from from us being kids and not really
You don't know what to get your dad. You're like, socks? He likes
socks. He got a lot of socks.
Yeah. I was never excited about underwear or socks either, so.
I said we did give my dad a lot of ties, but I think we got him some good ties, though.
See, like, my mom lucked out. She's a woman, so she got, like, jewelry and perfume and stuff. But my dad, he got the short end of the stick. Definitely.
I think my dad did pretty good. My dad made out on Christmas, so.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, he did good. But basically, I think because my mom did the shopping until I was old enough to kind of know what he would want, so she knew what he'd want.
All right, then the second question is, did any of you open a Christmas present before Christmas and your mom or dad helped cover up your transgression and you didn't get in trouble? I did. I opened a present, which happened to be a ball, and my mom found it and she wrapped it up again and put it under the tree. I was expecting to get the stick when my dad got home, but never happened.
That's because he's his mama's favorite.
Oh, okay. She protected him.
Yeah, and he knows it. That I remember, no, I didn't. But my sister tells me that one year when I was a little girl, I went out and I opened, like, everybody's presents. I was, like, 3 or 4 years old, and she ended up wrapping them back up. So, but I don't remember that.
I don't remember doing that either. I don't remember going to get anything. I mean, honestly, most of the time when I was eligible for a gift, my parents asked me what I wanted. Mm-hmm. You know, it was like you get to pick one game because the Nintendo games are $50, and they're like, okay, you can pick one game. What game do you want? You know what? They weren't going to try to pick something,
right?
Because that was usually either I wanted that or I wanted something related to sports. You know, like a new football or a portable basketball hoop, stuff like that. So, you know, they knew when I wanted those things, but if it wasn't that, they would just say, tell us the one thing that you want, and, you know, we'll get it. So I like that way better. And as soon as it would come, I would beg to play with it ahead of time. They wouldn't let me. So I usually knew what it was. But sometimes I wasn't eligible for a gift, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, like I said, my parents were more like that too. Like I said, we weren't big into the whole Christmas, you know, wait till Christmas Day, hide it under the tree. You know, like it wasn't a big thing. So, like my parents weren't trying to get us some great gift and keep it a secret and all that stuff. So yes, I don't remember us sneaking to open anything, but I think a lot of times they asked us what we wanted to.
I don't remember ever telling my parents what I wanted for Christmas growing up. But I always got great gifts. I don't know. It's like maybe I did tell them and I just don't remember it. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with us we didn't have a tree, so like they weren't gonna put it anywhere.
Yeah, where are you gonna put it? Yeah, exactly.
So there was nowhere like that, but you know, still what they would do sometimes is bring the gifts over to my grandparents' house and give it to us there. Like we could still unwrap it in front of that. But then my uncles converted to Islam, and it's like we don't celebrate Christmas, and we forbid you to buy Christmas gifts for our kids. So we stopped bringing our gifts over because it was like, okay, none of my cousins are gonna have gifts because you know we're not allowed to buy them gifts, and so all the people in the family who wanted to celebrate Christmas would like give them a gift like the day after Christmas, and then just say like, "This is a gift just because I love you,"
Right.
because they didn't want them to be left out.
Right.
So yeah, we're okay with that. Oh, Katie 2's weight loss. Her name's just Katie, but she said, when my kids were little, every year they would take their favorite toy and wrap it up for my husband and I for Christmas.
Oh,
It was so sweet.
that is.
Then she said, of course, when Christmas was over, they always took them back.
Yeah,
Of course.
the one day only deal, Ma.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Zen Maiden 1, Melody asks, what is the most funniest gag gift you have ever gotten and given at Christmas?
Mm.
I don't remember, and I know that I've given a lot just because I like joking around.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know either.
I can't believe I can't think of anything right now that I've done.
I'm not much of a joke gift giver, so I haven't given any, and I don't remember getting any.
I'm not a prankster. Oh man, I totally don't. I just don't remember anything. It seems like I'm trying to remember Christmases now. Like I don't remember much.
Ah! Yeah, no. My dad has given prank gifts to the grandkids. Every year he gives one to somebody, and it's totally weird. Like, but yeah, I can't even remember any of them either. This is horrible. But no.
Yeah, I usually will do something age related when it's someone's birthday. Buy them a over the hill card and maybe get like a fake cane or something like that, or But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. But nothing like gag Christmas gift.
I remember it's not me or any of my family, but at school we would exchange gifts, and I remember the boys would always, because the boys drew from boys' names and girls from girls' names, so there was no intermingling of gifts. And I remember the boys would always wrap their gifts so weirdly. Like this one kid bought a 12-pack of Mountain Dew for the other, but he put it in a cardboard box, wrapped it in duct tape, wrapped it in the paper, and then wrapped it in more duct tape, more paper, and then covered it in chicken wire, and gave him gloves and wire cutters to open the present.
Aw, that's funny. That's cute.
Yep. And then he got a 12-pack of Mountain Dew. He's like, yeah!
Hey, it's something you like.
Yep. But that was funny. But
I mean, this wasn't a prank or anything, but I know a couple years ago, I don't remember how many years ago it was, but I wrote a poem for my parents. That was their Christmas gift. It was a poem. But, the poem was filled of, I mean, every family has this, but, we have certain things, we make fun of in our families. Things people say, the way they do things, things that we all get. So all this stuff was in this poem, and so, we, framed it and gave it to them as a Christmas gift. So they absolutely loved it.
I bet.
So, I don't know, that was fun.
Well,
I mean, my parents just gushed. They absolutely loved it.
I bet they did. Well, this year I drew my brother's name, and one of the gifts I got him was, I don't know if you've seen the movie A Christmas Story. I hope you have.
Of course.
I love that movie. Well, I got him a nightlight of the leg lamp because he said he really wanted a leg lamp, but his wife won't let him get one. But the real leg lamp is like $200, so I found this tiny little nightlight that I'm giving to him. So.
Now, that's some cool gift.
Yeah, that's adorable.
Yeah, I've had things music related given to me. Different things like that. But yeah, that's been it.
Yeah.
I've never been big with Christmas, with friends especially. When I was younger, I think it mattered a little more because I had a lot of friends who were older and would kind of look out for me and things like that. So I always wanted to give them gifts, to show that I
Right.
really appreciated what they were doing in my life. But now that I'm kind of like the old one, you know, in that position for a lot of people,
Right.
it's a little different.
Yeah. We don't really buy a lot of gifts for like friends and things like that. I do make cookie trays every year and give them to some friends and family and church members. So we kind of do that
You need our
instead of.
address, or
I'm sorry.
you need our address? Do you
Yeah.
have it?
Sure. I don't know how they'll hold up, but
After the duct tape and chicken wire, and
that's it. That's it. That'll make it through security, no problem.
It's funny. I think now more than ever, I feel more. I don't know. Like I enjoy giving gifts more. You know what I mean? And I think just acts of kindness like that. I think I'm
Yeah.
more. I don't know. I enjoy it more, and I love like you said, like things like baking cookies or making things, and sending cards and things like that. Like I feel like I'm more warm to that now more than ever in my life. Just
Yeah.
wanting to do things like that for people.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing the cookie trays and stuff.
Yeah,
I couldn't do as much this year as I usually do, but I still did a little, so I'm glad I did.
yeah.
yeah. Aw.
I mean, not to swing this way, but I think one of the things I did enjoy a lot when I was, especially a teenager, um, was the opportunities I've had to do like homeless shelters and to feed, to do soup kitchens
Hmm.
and stuff like that around the holidays. And that is something I miss as well, and that's something that's very memorable to me.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have any homeless shelters and soup kitchens near us, but we always, go into our nursing home. We do a service there every Sunday anyways, but we do a special just all Christmas music the Sunday before Christmas and pass out Christmas cards, and it's really enjoyable to do that. And then at our Christmas Eve dinner, we always invite um, like other people to come in and celebrate with us. So it's really nice. It's a good time to just you know be giving like that because Christmas isn't always good for people. For some people it's a really hard time of the year. So it's good to remember that and to just be extra kind and extra caring to people and to be patient with them because it's rough for some people.
We started going to our church 4 years ago, and we started going around the end of October, the beginning of November. So, it was pretty new to us. And one of the first things we did was go to a Christmas Eve service there. And afterwards, the pastor and his family had everyone over their house for just a meal afterwards.
Right.
And I think Khalif would agree. One of the most memorable things was that there was an elderly man there. I mean, he had to at least be in his 80s, and his name was Joe, and our pastor's name is Joe. And our pastor was taking care of him. He's like, "Did you eat? You sure you ate in there?" Like
Right.
the way he was, and my pastor's like, he's an ex-Marine. He's a pretty manly, like he's not very warm and soft. But to see how he was looking out for this elderly gentleman was so nice and so memorable. I think that will probably always stick out in our memories especially of our church.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, it did for me too. And watching, and his wife with, like, there's some mentally handicapped, mentally disabled people in the church, and ones that we in a nursing home that we go to sometimes. So he might have been from the nursing home as well. So some of them attend every week, and seeing how him and his wife were with a lot of them, just so warm and tender and patient and loving with them, you know,
Right.
that really made a big impression on us because, like she said, we'd only been into church for a month.
Right. Yeah, that's wonderful.
All right, so it looks like we're out of time. Um, Definitely went faster, or at least the time, you know,
Hmm.
10 o'clock crept up faster than that. So thank everybody. I want to thank everybody. We have over 100 comments, just people sharing, different things about Christmas and asking questions and talking to each other. It's really nice to read and to just interact with all of you, talking about our Christmas traditions and gifts that we've received and given and things like that. So, we all just pray that you have a wonderful Christmas and other holiday season. Some people will be off work, some people won't be. So, I just go and try to be as thankful as possible. Appreciate the time you have with each other. This week, actually yesterday, I received the news about 5 different people who passed away or who will by the end of this week have passed away. So, and then a couple people who are dealing with tough times because of memories of people who have passed away around this time in their lives. So cherish every second you have with people who you love and the people that God has placed in your life. And I know Sherry Ann wants to say something before we go.
Pretty much, I was going to hit on what Khalif just said, is that this Christmas, right now we're dealing with so many people that have just lost someone in the last day or two or is about to lose someone. So along with just cherishing each other, also, if you're in that category, make sure you reach out to people, please. I'm sure you all know, like, suicides are higher this time of year, things like that. And you're not alone, and people want to be there for you. So make sure that you are reaching out if you do need to do that. And, on a serious note, leave us a comment, drop us a note, if you need prayer, if you just need someone to talk to, whatever you need, just make sure you're reaching out if you're in that category.
Yeah, and if you don't want to do something that's that public, renewshow@gmail.com is our email address. So yeah, just make sure, like she said, that you reach out to someone, and if you don't think you have anyone, reach out to us. We'll at least pray for you. And yeah, that's it. But you have resources, even if it doesn't feel like it.
Yep.
All right, so thank you everybody for a great show and a great season. The next
Thank you.
we won't be on, so the next show, so that's the 30th, and then January 6th, we're taking those 2 weeks off, and then January 13th starts the 5th season, and by then the entire podcast should be done. We're actually putting up some face-to-face interviews that we did with people. Now that we have the software to be able to do what we have to do with those videos, those will be up, and yeah, that's it. We're looking to have a great season. We're going to bring some people back, and we're also going to have a lot of people who have impacted a lot of people. So I hope to see you guys in that season. If you have any suggestions, any comments about the next season, or if you want to be on yourself, send an email, that same place, renewshow@gmail.com. We'll be making videos updating you on what's going on, and we pray that you have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. All right, take care, everyone.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!